This is the only Cinque Terre village without direct sea access, sitting 100 meters above the sea, minding its own business and looking gorgeous while doing it. In this video, we'll take you on a walk through the cliffside village of Corniglia. We'll show you where to park, how to reach the main square, explore the Chiesa di San Pietro, peek into hidden alleys, stop for some gelato and Aperol, and take you to a stunning sea view terrace that most tourists miss. We'll also dig into a bit of history, some local secrets, and why Corniglia might just be the quiet escape you didn't know you needed. If you are driving, this is the most convenient spot to park. Here, the road is narrow, and if you are not used to parallel parking, there are more lots further up this road, where you can reverse park. First, let me warn you about the drive to Corniglia. The roads are narrow, curvy, and high enough to make your palms sweat. Not ideal for a rental car with questionable brakes. But we made it, parked a few hundred meters from the village, and started walking downhill, towards the village. Corniglia is best known for being the only village in the Cinque Terre that's not directly on the sea, and that's its entire charm. Getting to Corniglia from the train station means climbing 382 steps, unless you hop on the shuttle. I will show you where the train station is, later on, in this video. Corniglia has a tiny population of around 150 to 200 people, no big hotels, and no tourist traps. If you're chasing a real Italian village vibe, this is it. The sea is to the right, and the hills to the left, and right ahead, that cliff-hugging village looking like it was plucked from a storybook. As you will see throughout this video, the village is surrounded by ancient terraced vineyards and is a historic wine-producing village, dating back to Roman times. It is a great spot to taste local white wine and limoncino. We reached the main square on this beautiful day of May, 28 degrees Celsius, sunny and absolutely perfect. You know that feeling when you arrive somewhere and your whole body just feels great. That was this moment. Along the way, there were actually more cars than people. We turned left and made our way up to the Chiesa di San Pietro, a 14th century church that looks like it was hand-carved by angels on espresso. I could hear birds chirping. And zero crowd chaos. A whole village to ourselves? Yes, please. A gentle slope led up toward this gorgeous little church, known as Chiesa di San Pietro. And let me tell you, she's been around. Built in 1334, she's seen plagues, pirates, probably a few lovers' quarrels, and now us. From the outside, it's got this understated medieval elegance. Gray stone walls, a beautiful rose window, made from Carrara marble, the same marble Michelangelo carved his David from. Inside, it's dim and cool. The kind of place where you instinctively lower your voice, even if you're just whispering, "Wow." The interior's a mix of Gothic and Baroque, with wooden pews, frescoes on the ceiling, and an altar that feels both grand and grounded. Its construction marked Corniglia's rising importance in the region, especially after the village became part of the Republic of Genoa. Even though it was funded under Genoese influence, locals actually helped construct it, stone by stone, sometimes reusing older materials. Do you stop and sit inside churches when you travel? Or are you more of a snap a pic and bounce kind of explorer? Now here's where it gets interesting. Corniglia is not just some sleepy village stuck on a cliff. This place was already making wine way back in Roman times. Corniglia was once owned by the Counts of Lavagna, then passed around between nobles like a hot potato, until it eventually became part of the Republic of Genoa in the 13th century. And through all of that, it stayed a wine village. So, standing near this 700-year-old church, surrounded by vineyards, sea breeze in your face, it's kinda wild to think how little has changed here. Corniglia might be the quietest village in Cinque Terre, but it's secretly one of the best spots to start a hike. This is Percorso Mare e Monti, a scenic mountain trail that connects the villages from above. If you want to hike to Vernazza, then take the Sentiero Azzurro. That is about 3.5 kilometers and takes roughly 90 minutes. If you want to watch our video about the postcard Vernazza, the link is up here, and down below. We followed a quiet path behind the church. It's not part of the main hiking trails, but it gives you a peek toward the train station and even a glimpse of Manarola in the distance. No hiking boots needed, just a sense of curiosity. So, follow me, and let's see where this leads us to. Eventually, you get this wide, open view towards the Corniglia train station. It's kind of surreal, because the station is actually far below the village, almost at sea level. In the distance, there she is. Manarola and all those pastel houses stacked like candy, resting on a rocky outcrop. Technically, there's a hiking trail that connects Corniglia to Manarola, but that segment has been closed for years due to landslides, and as of now, it's still not open. You can take the longer inland route, Via Fieschi, which is beautiful but quite steep and takes more than 2 hours. If you want to know more about Manarola, watch the video we made. Link is up here and down below. We looped back toward the church and explored the other side of the village. This is Sentiero Azzurro, and honestly, it felt like we were walking straight into a watercolor painting. The paths got narrower, the stone walls older. And as we wandered deeper, the sea popped in and out like it was playing peekaboo through alleyways. That wild, endless, Ligurian blue. It's like the village is constantly teasing you with glimpses of paradise. At one point, we reached the end of the trail. So we decided to turn back and head towards the historic center of the village. Corniglia is tiny. Less than 0.2 square kilometers. To visualize it, you could walk end to end in about 10 to 15 minutes if you're not stopping for photos. The village has one central road called Via Fieschi, named after the local noble Fieschi family. This is the village's spine. Shops, restaurants, and daily life branch off from here. Honestly, it is one of the most charming little main streets you'll ever wander down. It's narrow, it's cobbled, it's photogenic, and it's where the pulse of the village lives. Most shops here are run by locals. No big franchises, just heart. Here you can buy local wines and limoncello, handmade soaps and olive oil products, and you're going to want to slow down for the gelaterias and cafes. This part of the village was actually crowded. Corniglia has fewer than 200 full-time residents. In the off-season, the village gets so quiet you can hear your own footsteps echo through the alleys. But not today, and during the peak summer months, Corniglia sees around 1,500 to 2,500 tourists per day, on average. This is still much less if you compare this to Vernazza or Monterosso, which can receive 5,000 to 7,000 per day, in summer. Corniglia is the only village without direct sea access, and you have to climb 382 steps from the train station. This natural barrier keeps the crowds much lower, and as a result, it's often called the hidden one or the quietest soul of Cinque Terre. The Oratorio dei Disciplinati di Santa Caterina is located in Largo Taraggio, the little piazzetta, at the heart of Corniglia. The 18th century oratory, originally built by the Disciplinati Brotherhood, features a simple gabled facade. From here, you can see local life, the cafe umbrellas, the chatter, and the sea glinting behind rooftops. Talking about the sea, at the rear corner of the oratory, there's a small terrace that opens to the sea. Let me bring you there, so that I can brag about the views. Locals sometimes call it the secret lookout, because you get glimpses of the Ligurian Sea, buildings' rooftops, and vineyard-carved cliffs stretching out below. We stayed there for 15 minutes, listening to the sea echo through the terraces and thinking, I really didn't expect this in Corniglia. Most guidebooks miss this spot. I swear, it's like the village's way of saying, come hang out here if you want to breathe. The water here feels bluer than blue, especially in the late afternoon when the sun starts to melt into it. Finally we left the spot, reluctantly, I might add. Because how do you walk away from that kind of view? But curiosity won. If you're facing the sea, look to your right, there's a little path, more like a tucked-away stone staircase that dips down and winds around the side of the terrace. That's where we headed. This part of the village feels quieter, almost like it forgot tourists exist. The path narrows, stone walls on both sides. And we passed a few weathered doorways, each more photogenic than the last. This path, this glorious little detour, led us straight to our highlight of the day. The terrace at La Scuna Wine and Beer is this cozy, hidden platform with maybe half a dozen tables. We sat there and just enjoyed the moment and the sea views. So there we were. Two slightly sunburnt travelers. And without even meaning to, we started thinking back. Now that we have seen the 5 villages of Cinque Terre, there is the big question that eventually comes to every traveler's mind. After our Aperol Spritz at La Scuna, we weren't quite ready to say goodbye. So we wandered west, past quiet alleys, until we reached one last terrace. It's near the Belvedere Bed and Breakfast, but honestly, you don't need to book a room to feel welcome here. This spot, this is where the village just ends. No more shops. No more stairs. Just you, the wind, and the open Mediterranean. While we enjoyed the views, one question kept popping up in my mind. Which one of the Cinque Terre villages is my favorite? We have explored all 5 of them now. And I have made a beautiful video of each one of them. And you can watch these videos again. I'll leave the links to them in the description section. Monterosso, remember? The beach town with big resort energy. It felt lively, buzzy, kind of like the summer vacation spot you'd go to with friends and forget what day it is. Then there was Vernazza, postcard perfect, of course. That little harbor, the huge waves, the tower on the cliffs. It felt like the romantic heart of Cinque Terre. And if a village could be your Italian crush, Vernazza would be it. Riomaggiore hits different. More raw, steeper, with those moody cliff views and colorful buildings piled like Lego bricks. I still remember the sound of the waves crashing under the marina tunnel. It had attitude. And Manarola. Well, I'll let the cat out of the bag. It is, and stays my personal favorite. You know how some places just click with you? Like it's not even about the sights, it's about how it feels? That was Manarola. If you asked me where I'd go back tomorrow, it's there. No doubt. I think I left a piece of my heart in Manarola. Actually, I think it took a piece, and I'm not even mad about it. So here we are, at the edge of Corniglia, at the edge of our Cinque Terre adventure. It's quiet here. Peaceful. And as we walked back towards the car, I can't help but think back. Each village was like a different note in the same song. Monterosso was sunshine and sandcastles. Vernazza was drama, those cliffs, that history. Riomaggiore? Pure energy and color. And Manarola, that was the poetry. But Corniglia? Corniglia is the pause. The quiet exhale. No trains rushing by, no ports, no beach, just views that slow your heart down. It's funny, right? We always say we travel to see the world. But sometimes, we travel to feel something we didn't know we needed. Space. Silence. Stillness. This trip has been all of that. And even more than the villages, I'll remember the moments. The sound of church bells. The sweaty climbs. So if you ever find yourself in Cinque Terre, don't rush it. Don't just chase the Instagram shot. Walk. Get lost. Eat slow. Sit longer than you need to. That's where the magic is. Thank you for coming along with us. If you've been to Cinque Terre, tell me your favorite village. And if you haven't yet, which one's calling your name? Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that little bell so you don't miss the next adventure. And hey, leave a comment. I always read them.